Hello.
What up, Twitch chat?
Hey.
So this is Midair Mastery. It's a ROM hack that I made. It's centered entirely around midairs, which is a really precise trick. Basically what you do is you flick your D-pad back and forth really quickly, and that puts the shell behind you, and if you throw it just the right time and you let go of run for short enough, then you keep enough speed so the shell stays under you long enough so you can get a bounce off of that. And it's really precise, so obviously I made a ROM hack where it's required to do like a lot of them. So should we get going?
Yeah, we should get going.
All right, let's go. In 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, the lore here, you're faced with a seemingly impossible boss fight, so you set out to improve your midair skills so you can even stand a chance. So we're going on a little adventure here to improve our midairs.
And something that this hack features is it actually has a bit of like a difficulty curve, so it starts off a bit easier, but as the hack progresses, you start doing more and more difficult tricks. So, like the first level here, it starts off with a normal, like regular midair, and then it goes into a drop one, but that's like...
So the drop midair, instead of throwing the shell forward from behind you, what you want to do is slow yourself down just slightly, and then drop the shell, and then speed yourself back up, and then let go of pretty much everything, so that you nudge the shell, and the nudge speed is actually pretty much the same as Mario's maximum speed. So you can stay caught up with the shell in that case. That'll come into play later, that you don't gain much height from drop midairs either.
The fun fact about the first level, it was actually made easier in 1.1. I believe it was one of the only levels to do that.
Yeah, so this is small only. If you actually grab the cape at the beginning, then it kills you. So this is just, the first trick here is ripped off directly from Chocolate Island 3 and Vanilla. So that's a double midair. It uses the same nudge, except this time you're up throwing it. And that's actually featured in a lot of speed runs, the small only categories. So this one then is probably the biggest difficulty spike in the run.
This is absolutely the hardest, in my opinion, at least the hardest level in the run.
Was that a one-shot?
But I think that was a two-shot.
Yeah, I think I died.
But even still, just made it look like it was absolutely nothing.
So yeah, you got to drop the P-switch, swerve left to land on the P-switch, do a frame-perfect jump off of the P-switch, then swerve right to get enough speed to do a no-P-speed midair, and then do a no-P-speed midair. And this hack is all about consistency, so not only do you have to do that, but also a no-P-speed midair after that. So this level brings back the drop midair from level 1. The neat thing about drop midairs is actually you don't gain any height from them. So you can see me switching back and forth between normal midairs and drop midairs. So the gimmick going on here is I'm not spawning these shells in myself. It actually spawns a new shell in every time I land a shell jump. And that'll come into play the boss here as well. So I can't spawn my own shell in. I can only get new shells by pressing, or by getting a midair.
It makes the level look like it's absolutely nothing. The consistency that TJB has with midairs is insane.
Alright, so this is using the same gimmick as last time. I can only get new shells by doing, in this case, no P-speed midairs. So I need enough shells to kill the boss, and I need another shell to get up top. So I need to do 4 no P-speed midairs here.
There's actually ways that you can do it in less. It depends on how exactly you line up your shells and like the timings with the boo position and all that. When I did this, I did it in 3 by... When I did the third no P-speed midair, I had the shell go directly into the boo. Instead of putting it there and then doing another one to get up top, but TJB just makes it look like it's absolutely nothing. It just finishes the any percent incredibly underestimate.
This is actually Kaizo Light, by the way, but Eldad still needs to moderate it. I'm so sorry to Eldad. I am so sorry.
Wait,
That's not
what?
world record. This is
I was
patched
about to
physics.
Well, what was
And
your?
that's time.
Was about to say, what's your patched record?
It's like 3:30.
You were only like 30 seconds off of it.
Yeah,
That's
it's pretty optimized.
also triple.
26 total midairs. I'll be donating $26 then. So since we got through that run so fast, do you think we could check out some of 100% as well?
tjb was practicing 100%.
There we go. Got the
Yeah,
triple.
I think that would work on our end. Yeah.
All right. So I specifically made this secret exit here specifically in order to scare people away from doing 100%, because this is just
It certainly
like
worked on
this
me.
level's hard enough already, but then you have to do more stuff on top of that.
Yeah, this level I've only beaten one time, and it's hard enough on its own. And I have right now no intentions of doing 100%. I'm pretty sure that there are only 3 people that have beaten this, including tjb. Someone on SMW Central that goes by, I think, Metballs, has also beaten it.
Yeah, he's beaten everything except for Midair Shredder. There's one person that's gotten really, really close to beating Midair Shredder. That's a 2-year-old. He's gotten Nide like multiple times.
Oh wow.
He's been grinding at it for many months, so he's definitely got it soon, but it's a hard level.
I'll have to give it a shot someday. Oh yeah, so
I feel bad for Link Dead because that does have an exit.
So, for patch versus vanilla, this game originally was, I believe, just vanilla physics, and by vanilla physics, I mean the frame rule patch wasn't included. And when you do midairs, there's a chance that like speed oscillations and subpixels get misaligned or whatever, and if you do the inputs perfectly, you just don't land it because on vanilla physics, sprites in Mario only interact every other frame, so you could just miss a midair entirely, even though you did nothing wrong. But in 1.1 of this game, tjb added a feature of where you can do it in patched physics, where frame rules are patched out, so there's complete consistency with midairs. So as long as you do the inputs properly, you're totally fine.
Yeah. So you can actually choose between patched physics or unpatched physics in the player select. That's why I'm Luigi right now. If you're Luigi, then the frame rule patch is applied.
Something to note about another thing about like patched versus unpatched is that consistency is completely changed when you're doing the two. I mean, if you can do consistently at vanilla, you'll obviously be good at patched, but there are different strategies that are employed if you do patched physics versus regular. So one thing with like normal midairs is if you do a flick where you really quickly press left and then immediately press right again, if you do it in vanilla physics, there's a possibility that you just don't make it. In patched, it's completely irrelevant though, but there are ways to make it consistent in vanilla, but you have to do more precise inputs. No key jumps.
Yeah, this secret exit is awful, but it's just a warning for how awful the next level is, so.
It's definitely a good warning then.
Yeah, I basically made this ROM hack for myself. I wasn't actually sure whether I would put it on SMW Central. I eventually did decide to submit it, but I submitted it as Kaizo Hard. And I guess the general consensus now is as long as the frame rules are patched, as long as there's no luck involved, it's all skill, then it still belongs in Kaizo Light because it's RTA viable.
Yeah, getting I feel like the hack mods had a really interesting conversation when they had to look at it being submitted as Kaizo Hard. Originally at least, because it's like, it's technically light, but at the same time, like, at the time, no one knew how to do mid-airs at the level that you were doing. But, I mean, obviously now with the frame rule and that some people have beaten it, it's better off in Kaizo Light.
Yeah.
Although Kaizo Light and Kaizo Hard still are very interesting category not very helpful category descriptions. But that's a whole other issue.
I don't really expect people to be able to just go into this hack and play it from start to finish. I generally would expect people to practice their mid-airs in between. So I'm I want patched physics. I'm just gonna skip to the next level because I don't think I'll be getting the secret exit there anytime soon. I just want to show off the next one. But I actually have a tutorial and a practice ROM that people can use to practice in between levels. So this is the secret level that's completely optional, that's hidden behind that exit. It's heavily inspired by Thumb Shredder by GlitchCat7. Except it has 4 no-P speed mid-airs and a jump in it on top of all of the really precise shell jumping.
Yeah, the tutorial video that and practice ROM that TJB has are incredibly helpful. I certainly made use of it when I was playing this. I mean, like, yeah, it takes quite a while to get at the level that TJB is at, but I mean, the practice ROM definitely helps, because there was really nothing like it originally. The best that we had was, basically just a line, or a line of clouds and a shell, and you would just do a mid-air, and then it would just be another line of clouds and a shell, and it was just copy-pasted constantly, and it wasn't really it didn't include all of these helpful tips of you threw the shell a frame late, or you held left for a frame extra and stuff like that. So it's definitely very helpful, and if you want to get good at mid-airs, it's a very, very valuable resource that I would make use of.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm the only person who's ever beaten this level. And you can probably see why.
This has, what, 4 no-P speed mid-airs?
Yeah, and a P-switch jump.
Of course. And doing 1 no-P speed mid-air is hard enough, let alone doing it 4 in the same segment, or not segmented, but in the same run.
So I probably won't be beating this. You can just let me know when we're coming up on time for the next run.
I think we still have a little bit more time, but if you need to hop up.
Would now be a good time for donations?
Now would be a great time for donations.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got a few donations while the mid-airs were occurring. We have $8 from Marcy that simply says, nice.
Nice.
Because they put us at a 69 number at the time, but we've since had a couple more.
We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now.
We are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 now.
Awesome.
I've got $42 from Checkpoint City. It's a beauty. with no message, but thank you. I'm going to assume there's a pride pop there. And I've got 23.50 confetti biscuits that says, in the spirit of shells, here's a donation shelled from my pocket. And thank you for putting out us at the very good number. Confetti.
So when I was clear checking this, before I uploaded it to my own site, it took me about 3 hours just to clear this level. So even with a lot of practice and having cleared it before, still takes a long time.
I've got a notice from Dr. No said it's probably good to move on.
Oh yeah, and so these physics are patched, but they're not easier, they're just more consistent. There are hacks like Sheffy World 2, where it actually slows the shells down, so you have a much wider window to be able to land the midair. But this has no such help. You have to get the inputs pretty much perfect. The patched mode only makes it more consistent, but not easier. Ah, I just threw it early. That would have been good. Alright, so we can show off what the ending looks like at least, and then we can move on to our next run. So this is the ending. If I actually get the yump, then there's this P-switch timer section, which I absolutely love. And yeah, it's quite the ending. So that would be the orb, but this is a practice room, so it's just a door to try again. The world's worst 255 glitch setup. So yeah, that is Midair Mastery.
Basically 100% run.
Yeah, well, kind of cheated a little bit on the 100%, but yeah.
tjb absolutely killed this run. He did an amazing job. The estimate that he had for any percent was 20 minutes, and he did it in 4. So you all definitely got to see a really nice treat with this run.
Yeah, I just put the estimate really high because you never know what can happen with a run like this. But
All right, thank you. That was great.
yeah, absolutely.
So we are going to switch hosts now, but I wanted to read off one more donation before I head off. I've got a $10 donation from Anonymous saying, "You had Thumb Shredder, now meet Controller Shredder. Space background for Galaxy Brain tjb."